guys? This is Jesse and Squirrel, as always, with you on a beautiful Wednesday afternoon. Jesse, like always, is in his Florida home abode, and I am in Kenosha, Wisconsin, like we do every week, every day, trying to get 4 or 5 shows in a day, guys. Welcome in again. What another week through fantasy football. Gonna get a lot of stuff in for you guys today. A lot of players, a lot of football knowledge, as we always do. Without further ado, you guys know who it is over there on the left side. What's up, my man?
What's up, buddy? How you doing?
Living another day, buddy.
There we go. Yeah, some football this week, man.
Now, is it me or the Dolphins the best offense I've seen in fucking 50 years, dude? And I'm only 30. You know what I mean? I have never in my life seen somebody put up 70 points, 720 yards of offense, and
put it this way:
10 touchdowns.
You seen the meme of the Family Guy when Peter's walking up the stands and it's like, yeah, and he keeps turning around because they keep scoring.
Touchdown.
What? But no, I mean,
it seemed like as I was like checking on the game, every single time I would check, like it was more points. I was like, and I went to work. It was like 40-10, and I was like, ow. I mean,
this
should be over soon.
You know, I was on vacation this week.
Yeah. How was that, man?
Oh, we had an amazing time.
Where did you go?
We went to the Marriott Vistana Village. Yeah, it's fancy, eh? And
whoa.
And
it's so fancy you can't even pronounce it.
You can't. Oh yeah, it had like 3 different pools, big, pirate ship for the kids with slides, and drank too much, all that good stuff.
Never too much of a problem.
No, it can be. It can be. No, but we had a great time. And like I was saying, from our hotel room, no more than a quarter-mile walk to the far pool. I mean, it's probably, you got to walk around this little pond and whatnot.
Yeah.
I left my apartment or the hotel room, and it was like 32 to something. I got down to the pool, it was 52 to something. I'm like, what is going on here?
One small elevator ride, man, 20 points.
And that's how quick it was. It was like, we had a bunch of people there and we were talking. They're like, one thing you'd hear is like, oh, they got 24 points. Oh, they got 38 points. Oh, they got 52 points. Oh, they got 6. It's like, whoa. And I mean, they look so good that the reason why you might not see like your Tuas and your Tyreeks hit these numbers that they were saying this year is because when you're blowing a team out by 50 points, why play them? I mean, they made the Jets regret ever letting go of Mike White on Sunday.
Yeah. Sorry. Guys are blowing me up. I'm like Schefter of the Friends group a lot. A lot of people ask me questions. Even you send me a lot of questions and stuff like that, because I know a lot of people, they love picking my brain. I'm not trying to toot my horn. I know a lot of stuff. I know little ins and outs and things that just sometimes I don't understand how I know them. But another thing that somebody was talking to me about the other yesterday is, he asked me, Squirrel, how do you manage to pick up wires and pick up players that just boast and boast and do real well? And I said, you know what, brother? It's through research. It's through visual. I get a lot of my thought through vision. Just like you were talking about the other day. Like who'd you say? Puka Nakua is going to be something great. It's just because of watching how he's playing right now. Yeah, when Cooper Kupp comes back in a week or two, one of those two are going to take a step back, him or Tutu, and it's just how it's going to happen. But you can see the future in something like that, where I'll tell you what, in maybe a year or two, he's going to be a number 1 on somewhere. Obviously, nobody's going to be number 1 with Cooper Kupp on the other side of the field, but
and he's going it's going to help him really that Cooper is coming back, because you just said it. This guy, me and you both seen the eye test. He's setting the world on fire. He looks like he's got the skills. He's got the ball awareness. He's got what me and Brandon talk about a lot when it comes to wide receivers is skills on ball. Meaning, can you tort your body to get to the ball wherever angle you are. Can you spin quick enough to catch the ball? And he's got it. And, you know, it's going to help him out. And like you said, it's a good situation for him too, because we see the same thing in George Pickens. But Kenny Pickett's not unleashing the ball like a Stafford will.
Right.
You know, and that's where he came in a good situation, and that kid is phenomenal.
Yeah, and if like you just mentioned, if Kenny Pickett can and George Pickens can get it together, you're gonna see one of the best wide receivers, young wide receivers in this league. And I would say top 10 if he can consistently get going. George Pickens is one of the best wide receivers you guys are gonna watch. I watched him a few games his sophomore year in Georgia, and he busted his leg, didn't really play much his senior year. I mean, came into the national title game, 175 for 7 catches. Like, where did he come from? And everyone's like, "Whoa, who's this guy?" And it's like, dude, we've been knowing this guy for years now. Come on, like he's just, you know. Yeah. And people think about like this whole new trash shit about, you know, Travis Kelce. He's all famous now. What are you guys talking about? What do you mean? Travis Kelce's famous. Travis Kelce has been a dominant force in this damn league for 10 years. That man has been catching footballs from Alex Smith. God, I don't even remember who was right behind. He's the most dominant individual in the league right now on offense. Gotta have him every day. Other than Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, the man.
This is how I equate it to when people say things like that is if you ask 20, say 100 people about football that know nothing about football, you go up and you ask them and say, "Hey, do you watch football on Sundays?" No. Do you have a favorite teams? No. You say the name Travis Kelce and people know that name. You say the name Tom Brady. You say those names and people just know. And why? Because of who they've been linked with before. Travis Kelce's never been linked with anything except for the fact that he did do the chasing Kelce thing on E. So that demographic is already opened up a little bit. But listen, just because he's doing a publicity stunt with Taylor Swift doesn't make him any more popular of, you know.
The guy's going out and getting some poon, man. Why was everybody making this such a big deal? He's dating a girl, or they're having a time, bro. What is Taylor Swift? So what? So what?
So what?
What do you mean? What would it be even bigger if it was Rihanna or Beyonce or like what? What is it? Because it's Taylor Swift, everybody's making such a big deal, and all his jersey sales went up.
Well, if it was Beyonce, it would be a huge deal.
And I could imagine. But I'm saying, like, why is everybody making such a big deal that his jersey sales went up 400%? Why? Because what do you think you're going to get more? Is it going to say Kelce/Swift on it? Like, what is? It's the same damn jersey. Like, what's the difference? I bought this jersey when they were dating. That don't make it any more valuable, brother.
No,
it's still $125. So,
no, but I guarantee you, her next concert, there's going to be a lot of Kelce jerseys there.
Yeah, but
it's a publicity.
So what?
It's a publicity.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. So what? He's still producing 18 points a week in fantasy. That's what I care about. That's what I'm worried about. You know, and when he's injured, of course he's not. I had a guy tell me the other day, he goes, "Well, he's only played 2 out of the 3 weeks." Well, yeah, that's what happens when you're injured. You know, there's a lot of people that have only played 1 or 2 weeks. Well, how can you tell me that, he's going to be... Listen, I don't have to tell you Travis Kelce is going to be the man. He is the man.
He is the man. He proves it.
And I've had a few people call or text me and say, how do you go about picking some guy? And because I do this a lot. You've seen a lot of moves that I make. I'll go get a guy. I'll sit him on my bench for a while. He'll be there. Yeah. Because when them big guys go down, I don't have to go searching.
Listen to our first. Yeah, listen to our first podcast. What do we both say? I bet you could see Mike Williams going down. So you go and pick up the Joshua Palmer or the Quentin Johnson and just put them
three leagues. I went Palmer
put
already.
Put them on that bench for a situation like this because Jesus Christ, you might as well put everybody's backup on the bench this year because everybody's going down. I mean,
And I feel like this is the ode of what 2-3 years ago. I mean, I remember when I was in Denver. We started when I first met you. You were in our league, and everybody boom, 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 boom. It was every other day. Practice was getting people. People were running through slow drills. They were like, "Oh, my ankle." We're like, "Oh my God, stop practicing, please. Just stop doing anything. Like sit on the couch, man. Just show up on Sunday." And and it sucks that they can't do that. They have to literally get out there and keep on going and do this. And it's like Trayvon Diggs is done for the season, man. In practice. It's like, and I mean, I think you've seen a little bit of that this weekend with Arizona was doing kind of whatever they needed to in that secondary with Trayvon Diggs. And it's all about, we've said this plenty of times in our pods, in our lives, it's next man up. What are you doing now? Let's go. Okay, he's done. Push. Just like I love the way Jerome Ford has come about and taken that number one spot as Nick Chubb has gone down, unfortunately, after the season. And he's showed up 20 points and 19 points. Like that's what we need. That's what fantasy owners are looking for. That's what we've been looking for. I got him in one or two leagues as well. So on the second half of this, we're gonna give you guys a bunch of little nitbits and fantasy stuff. But I want to talk about a few of the games, Big Dog, this past weekend. What impressed you the most before I jump to a few matchups? What kind of impressed you the most this past weekend, and what were you most disappointed? Pretty much.
I mean, you can't say that 70 points is not impressive. That was very, 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 to me, very impressive. I'm disappointed staying with the same note. I'm disappointed with Chicago. And even though they're in my division and everything, or my team's division, I just don't understand what they're doing there. What's going on? Justin Fields definitely passes an eye test in a sense of using his legs and being able to make plays, from the scramble. But you look at what Philadelphia did with Jalen Hurts around him, and I feel that they are sort of kind of one in the same skill set, because you've seen even last week that Justin Fields can put the ball where it needs to be.
He has to do it. Yeah.
You can. But when you're constantly running for your life and you don't have the good coaching to show you what to see from progressions, I don't care who you are. And they need that. They need to do something with him. So that's another thing that I was disappointed with. A thing that I'm very, very impressive, and to me, just as good as a 70-point win in a sense, is the Packers being able to do what they did in the fourth quarter. To not giving up a team that's so young like that without 5 of their 10 best starters, 5 their 2 best skill positions not out, your 2 best freaking left guard and left tackle. Like, it's hard to do what they did. And, we talked about it earlier. There's a lot of what ifs in the NFL. What if Derek Carr didn't get hurt? And that's
something I said. I didn't think you guys would pull that game out if Derek Carr did.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of what if, but then it goes back to, well, what if all 5 of their starters are starting? So that was a very impressive win. And then one more disappointing, man. Jacksonville Jaguars have turned into the new Chargers.
What the heck, dude? They look really good. What is up week one? Really good week one. Had a tough game in Kansas City and then just blew it in Houston. I mean, Houston doesn't look bad, dude.
Dude, Houston looked good.
For right now, I will say CJ Stroud looks like the best rookie right now.
I told you Tank Dell. Didn't I tell you last week?
Tank Dell, dude. There's so many leagues right now. I still seen him, bro. I just don't see now. There's a lot of and we'll talk about this here in just a few minutes. But there's a lot of things that as fantasy owners you look at and you're like, oh, I really want it. But You got room. Can you get it? Can you swap these things out for certain things? Because that guy's gonna get me 23 next week, man. You know it, man. Don't start flutter with what you got because he blew up. Now I will say, that man right there though, I'd clear up a spot in the wide receiver position for that guy right there. I seen a thing today, was it on Facebook? He's got more TDs, Justin Jefferson. He's got more receptions than somebody. He's got more.
He's like second. If you take all of his like averages, he's like second in the league, the second statistically best wide receiver in the league.
Yeah,
and it's like
crazy,
and it's like, and then I mean, and
6 months ago was at a community college.
Yeah, well, I mean, Joshua Dobbs was writing scripture for NASA 4 weeks before the year, and he just went out there and made the Cowboys look dumb. It's like
you gotta think about it like this: is we're college guys too. We both know Joshua Dobbs came from Georgia. Okay, in what form?
And how long ago? What, 7-8 years ago or something like that? He's
while back. And they're still run that little T option spread ops offense. They kind of flurry a little bit from it, but still finding quarterbacks that like handing the ball off and don't throw a lot, and still one of the greatest wide receivers of all time, I still think, came from Georgia Tech in a time that they never threw the football ever. And they threw it once or twice a game, and Calvin Johnson would catch a 70-yard bomb. And you're like, what the hell? Where does this guy come from?
Why don't you throw him the ball every time?
6'5" to 6'6", just caught everything. And they would run, bang. And you're like, what? And it's like, you would think to yourself, well, why aren't you just tossing this guy the ball? Just toss it to him. And they were thinking like, yep, because this is why. Because we're touchdown every single time we throw it. And then he gets to the league. And without doubt, if he wouldn't have retired, I mean, probably one of the greatest of ever.
Yeah. If it was in today's age, he would, not to get off subject, but if it was in today's age with the way back then, even when he still played, you played for your team. These guys now, they're looking to go win a Super Bowl. They want to go play with their friends.
Yeah,
they want to go to a big
everything
city.
else. There's a motivation everywhere else but to
but your team.
Where you got drafted, the people who gave you the opportunity. And everyone's like, But I mean, honestly, think about it. If you were Justin Fields, you got drafted number 1. You're excited. Yes. Okay. You're there. Okay. Would you sit back there and play behind that offensive line each week, knowing you're about to get sacked 6 to 7 times? You're going to get knocked down 12 times. You're probably not going to complete that many passes. You're going to have to run for your life. You're going to get out of the pocket and get destroyed 7-8 times. Like, that's a lot to think about, man.
That's what I'm saying. There's very few teams out there that you can say year in and year out go, and man, when their second string's got to come in, or their second string or their predecessor comes on, they do a good job out of it. It's your Green Bays, it's your San Franciscos, it's even your Cowboys. Look at what Cooper Rush did last year when he came in for Dak. People were calling for Dak's number, because he was doing so good.
Yep,
and
they were quick. They were quick about it too.
Yeah, and there's teams that do it, So a lot of that has to do with an offensive line, and you can't sit here and give the man a doubt yet because of what situation he's in. But I mean, if I was him, I would get Jim Harbaugh's personal number, and I would be texting that man every day. If you come in here, let me know. If you come in here, let me know. If you come in here, let me know. Because that's the only way I think he might stay.
Yeah.
They're going to win some games this year. They're going to make a change. They're going to fire. I mean, they lose this week, somebody's getting fired. Somebody.
Didn't the defensive coordinator quit last week?
That's what I'm saying.
Like the day before the game or somebody quit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's going to be the offensive coordinator has never called plays in his life in the NFL. So they're gonna get cut.
I hate to say it. I hate to say it, bro. I love him to death, and I'm a huge Colts fan, but it's kind of like throwing damn our center. His name just escaped me really quickly. Wow. The guy who coached Indianapolis last year.
Oh, Jeff Saturday.
Jeff Saturday, my bad. It's kind of like throwing someone like that who's never done anything, never been a head coach, never called a play, you run plays. You ran plays as a center. I mean, you don't have to go very far. It's this block or that one. What do you know about calling an NFL play? I loved him. He did great. It was my heart because I'm a huge Colts fan. I wish him the best, but it was a terrible decision on our
there's a reason why he's with Mikey in the morning now.
Upper management. Yeah, that's why he's back on ESPN talking. Analysts shouldn't have left the chair. Should have just stayed right there.
Same thing with Sean Payton.
Yeah. So one big impression for me, obviously, I'm gonna talk kind of about the Colts and stuff, but a few teams like that had a backup, that have a few backups that are coming in and putting them in the game. We took down Baltimore when Deshaun Watson ran for 151 this past week, and Gardner Minshew. Huh?
Lamar.
Sorry, who did I say?
Deshaun.
Yeah, my bad. Lamar Jackson from Baltimore running for 150. It's a thing that when you find the backups and the second strings and the greatness and your team is as good as the worst player, you have a football team. And I still think Baltimore got to find some stuff there, dude. Honestly.
I told you at the beginning of the year, Gardner Minshew should be starting there. He is more than a capable starter. Yep. Way more. I mean, he's good. And I mean, you can win a Super Bowl with a good quarterback if you have an exceptional team. You can't win a Super Bowl with a good quarterback and a good team, And I felt that the Indianapolis Colts are sort of kind of in that situation. So Gardner Minshew really, to me, gives them the best chance to win. Let Anthony Richardson sit. Let him see how to throw a ball in the NFL. Let him see the game speed of the NFL and go. I mean, you got Andy Dalton going out there and winning. Yeah. You got Joshua Dobbs going out there. I mean, gee.
Yeah, it doesn't take
Jesus Christ, who thought Andy Dalton would be 2005 again?
No, I wouldn't have ever. You froze a little bit. That's okay. I caught a good bit of that on my side, but I want to get to some of these players as we'll be hitting our break here in about 10-ish minutes. Some of these players and some defense that I kind of took a notice on my man, I'm losing all my stuff. My Excel spreadsheet today. As I got, as a lot of the waiver wires and successful things came through, and all my new players and stuff I wanted to check out and stuff. So I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 players / team defenses that have hit their projected all 3 weeks. Just to bring to a fruition, as we said last week, stop staring. I had somebody today. I got a guy's projected this, man. There's another guy's projected. I said, bro, you got to quit. I said, look at last week. That he didn't even hit his projected, and neither did he. What are you stressing about it for? I've only had, like I said, 9 things, not 9 people / teams that have hit their projected each week. You ready for this? The defenses, Philly and New Orleans. The running backs, Raheem Mostert and McCaffrey. Now, these are just people that I have. I don't. Yeah. Obviously, I can't.
It's not all together.
I can look at them and figure it out. But wide receivers, DK Metcalf, Keenan Allen, Tyreek Hill, Justin Jefferson. Quarterback, there's 1. Justin Herbert. I can't believe I have a tight end. Evan Ingram. Okay. Now, obviously, Travis Kelce probably would have been, obviously, but he was injured his first week. So he has technically hit both of his weeks that he hasn't missed.
Yeah.
But stuff like that, guys, are reasons why you look at stuff like that, and every single one of these guys are going to start from me till they start faltering. I need like 2 or 3 weeks of them to miss their projected for me to be like, all right, let's see, let's shuffle it around. Because when you start seeing they're hitting the projection, that means that they're in these football games. They're really there. They're playing a lot. When you see a guy like Breece Hall, now I like Breece Hall, but think about it. A lot of people were high on him. Yeah, stuff had happened in New York and stuff like that. But you got to look at it. He's getting 3.5, 4 points. You know, that offense is not doing the same, man. Everyone's like,
No.
should I drop Breece Hall? I was like, if you got someone on the waiver that can put up more points than him, drop him all day, man. I was like,
Yeah.
I had a guy ask me, was a few weeks back. He said, should I drop Jonathan Taylor? And I said to him, I said, you know what? That's a man decision. That's a big man decision, because if he does end up coming back to play, he will be starting and he will be putting up 20 points a game. That's how it's going to go. I mean, Zach Moss just did it. Come on. That guy's 4 years removed from prime. Come on. He's still putting up 20 points. This man's going to do it. So when you have certain situations in like, should I do this? Should I throw him on an IR? That's what I told the guy today. Or a few weeks ago. Throw him on the IR. Wait it out. Same thing with Cooper Kupp. Now, people like, obviously, Mike Williams. No, don't wait that out. It's not waited out. Nick Chubb, get rid of him. Sorry. I love the guy. He's great. He's out for the season. Stop wasting roster bench spots because you don't want to lose somebody. Oh, he could go back. No, he's not. You know what? And even if you have a player that's going to be gone for 6 weeks, like in the middle of the season, gone. That's zeros. Those are zeros. Zeros on your bench. I would rather have a guy that got 6 points, 2 points on my bench than a zero. Because then I know he wasn't involved, he's not there, and I have a roster spot that's being taken up. Fill that roster with even a point, with even something. And God forbid if you just
you say like watching projections and things like that, and you got to watch out for things because, for instance, the guy who's number one in our league and has been, it's like 200 every single freaking week. Let me tell you who he's got on his team. Jalen Hurts, Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones, you're not thinking is no. And then Christian McCaffrey, okay. But James Conner and then James Cook, it's like those ain't names. You're talking about guys who aren't even rostered in every league. Then
if you click on them, they're probably rostered in what, 35%?
Yeah, like you got,
James Cook can't be rostered in more than 50% of the league.
Yeah, James Conner is they're 95. They are now because of the running back situation that's happened.
That's been But when everybody was drafted, I guarantee you they were.
Yeah, then you got T. Higgins and Amari Cooper. You got Hollywood Brown. Nobody thought Hollywood Brown was going to do anything until last week.
Yeah,
Yeah. And it's like you see these. I'm playing this guy this week, and every single one of my advantages are checked off, except for one, Jordan Love. We all know Jordan Love's been playing way better than Daniel Jones. So it's like they even got.
Okay, and as you say, playing better, scoring more fantasy points is different. I hope everybody I want to make that line. Okay, scoring fantasy points is like what Lamar Jackson does. He scores a lot of fantasy points. Doesn't mean he wins a game or plays well. Just because you play well, don't mean you have a lot of fantasy points. I think Jordan Love played well this past weekend. Didn't have a lot of fantasy.
What do you tell you? He had like the third or fourth highest in the league again.
Oh, he threw one touchdown.
He threw one. He
did have a rushing touchdown, right?
And he had 300 yards.
He had 300 yards of a passing offense?
Yeah. Hold on.
Man.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying.
And
no
scoring for 300 yards of receptions. Like, where's all the points? Where's all the scoring? That's what I'm saying. Some of this stuff is mind-boggling.
He had 27 points.
27. Okay.
27.
Yeah, there's a few. Yeah, it's pretty high as a quarterback.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's these, like you said, you didn't. Oh, I guess he played good, but if you're,
I don't think he played that well. I mean,
If you're-
you're right.
I mean, to get the win, it
Because
doesn't matter.
he played great the last two drives.
So if your quarterback, like for instance, Brock Purdy the other week didn't, I mean, he had no touchdowns. He threw for like 200 yards, no touchdowns and everything. And they beat the crap out of freaking the Rams.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, it's the, like you said, in the eye test, he played good. You know, they won. It's not like he turned the ball over, but that didn't help you out in fantasy.
I think they beat, what was it? They beat the Giants. So.
Or was it the 2 weeks ago? It was a 2 week ago.
Yeah, the one we almost hit, right? Oh no, you talking about the one we almost hit on the bet? That was the Giants. San Francisco, the Giants.
Yeah, like this week. Yeah, yes, yes, my bad. The Giants thing, yeah. Where, yeah, I don't want to talk. That's why I was trying to forget that.
Yeah. One catch from Waller. One catch.
Yeah.
One catch. That's all we needed. But anyway, just on the other side of the break here, guys, in about 2 minutes, we're going to give you some more tidbits, some more players to go after right now, today, on the wire. I want to ask Jesse some of the guys that he's come up with from this week. I've been doing a lot of research these last few days, obviously on mine, checking stats, thinking about things, switching people, who needs to play, who don't needs to play. You know, really, if you got Yahoo or ESPN, either one, there are all kinds of information. More information than I can even give. Absolutely, because that's where I get mine. Everybody knows. They have every single thing on there you need to make a good decision about who to play this week. They even give you paragraphs about every player. About, hey, we think he's going to have a good heavy workload. Okay. What does that mean? He's going to get the ball. He's going to get stuff. You know, I have so many people ask me, hey, do you think he's going to do well this week? What's his matchup? That's the first question I ask everybody. Who are they playing? Oh,
that's it.
They're Bears? I'd bet the house. Just like last week, what did we say? Bet the world on Miami. Everyone you got, put them in. I hope everyone had Devon Achane in there. Raheem Mostert, Tyreek Hill. I don't even know if the tight end got some work. Did Smythe get some work too, bro?
Yeah.
Like, come on. Even Mike White.
Mike White.
There,
if you started Mike, dude, yeah, you got.
Mike White, you got 13 points, dog. You know what I mean? Like if you started Mike White, which nobody in the world even has, I think he's rostered on 2 leagues out of 10 million. That's it's just, you know, and like that's what I don't like. That's what I hate about the daily fantasy. It's
rostered on 0.2%.
Perfect. 2. That was like I called perfectly. 2 leagues in the entire world at Mike White, and I guarantee you he wasn't starting. And if he was starting, those guys are absolute geniuses. But just on the other side of the break, Jesse is going to take over. Look at I was gonna wait for his face. Like what? I'm gonna let Jesse talk his life away, ask me questions. Since I ask a whole bunch. And the producer, yeah, I know, a minute. Yeah, okay.
We're getting it.
Yeah, we're getting it. So anyway, we're gonna let Jesse get going. We'll be right back here, guys, in a few minutes. Love you. See you. Right back.